Whether malicious or inadvertent, insider threats pose a real problem for CISOs that are attempting to manage risk tied to data loss and threats that persist as their business moves to the cloud. Here is a common example of Amazon providing a robust set of security controls that provide users with access to resources such as corporate managed S3 buckets. The challenge is that once a user is granted access, they now have the ability to download, copy, or sync sensitive data from a corporate managed S3 bucket to an S3 bucket outside of security's control. Netskope for AWS provides insider threat protection, enabling you to prevent risky activities such as data being copied or synced from a managed S3 bucket to a personal or unmanaged S3 bucket. Insider threat protection supports flexible policies such as allowing copy and sync to managed S3 buckets while blocking the same activities to S3 buckets that are not managed. Let's walk through how this is implemented. We will start by creating a constraint profile. This leverages API integration with AWS to get access to an up-to-date list of the managed resources in AWS, and we will place a constraint that says does not match the selected production or managed S3 bucket. Now that we have a constraint profile in place, we will implement a real-time policy that incorporates the constraint profile we just created to block data from going from corporate managed to non-corporate managed S3 buckets. We'll start by choosing Amazon S3 as our target environment for our policy. For the activities, we will choose copy, sync, and upload. Next, we are presented with a constraint configuration. We won't add a constraint to the from user or from stored settings. But for the to stored setting, we will choose the constraint profile we just created, which looks for S3 buckets not matching our managed S3 bucket. We'll choose block as the action and we'll name our policy. Now that we have a policy in place, let's attempt to use the AWS CLI to copy data from a managed to an unmanaged S3 bucket. As you can see, the activity was blocked. Let's try using the AWS Management Console to upload data to the same unmanaged S3 bucket. Netskope was able to identify and block this risky activity taking place from both the AWS CLI and Management Console, helping to mitigate risk associated with insider threats.